Afternoon, guys. Welcome back to Rathlin Island. It's day 6, last day of mid-autumn, and we're over here on field 25 picking up our straw bales that we got baled up yesterday. Basically took all of yesterday to get these things baled up, and we were finishing into the night. We've been here for most of the morning working on these, trying to get them loaded up and everything. I tell you, it's been a it has been a bit of a fun little challenge here, getting these things loaded up on this trailer. Probably would have been easier with the forks, but the forks are over at the cow farm. There we are. Add that to the fact that this trailer only holds 6 bales. This thing is a slow process, but we are down to the last few bales. Another big issue with this particular trailer is these front 2 bales are very close together, and with these grabs, it really does not leave much room for these arms to spread open to release the bale. You're gonna find, oh, see, like that. It's where it works better to come at it from the top. Let's try to do that again. Runaway bale, runaway bale. We're gonna have to get you down at some point. Like I said, this has been a hoot of a struggle. It's opened all the way. So you may notice that our money has gone up quite a bit. What we did last night after we got done baling was we went and sold a trailer load of produce, and then also sold well, we're gonna do this one the easy way. We also sold the 4 pallets of both milk and cheese while we were across town, or across the sound, I should say. No. It looks like that one bale is roll its way all the way down the hill until we catch up with it. Alright, there. Yeah, I didn't start recording this until I had thought I had figured this out pretty good. And lo and behold, once you hit the record button, all havoc breaks loose on these things. At any rate, as I was saying, sometimes it seems like these load better. Come at them from the top and just kind of drop them. That. Oh, it's not. Oh, back up, not go forward. Not the prettiest load for sure. Come on. We'll strap her down. Got about 3 loads left in here. So we sold, as I said, we sold our produce. We sold 10 pallets of produce. And we sold So, we sold 12 pallets of produce, and we sold 4 pallets of milk and 4 pallets of cheese. And the dairy factory was very low on milk. So we actually sent, also last night, worked pretty late into the evening, but did manage to get a load of milk over to the factory before they closed up their gates for the night. That was beneficial. So they're going to be able to work on the milk we just gave them probably for another 10 or so days. They're probably going to be good with milk until, oh gee, probably sometime close to spring, I would expect. So other milk that we managed to produce, we're going to be able to just go ahead and take all the way over to the milk wholesaler, where they take straight up milk, straight from the dairy farm, raw milk, I guess you call it. See, this works a whole lot better with a fork, but I was able to load these up without too much of a hassle before, but fork would work a heck of a lot better. Like I said, it's down the cow farm. I was hoping I could get these loaded up without having to do that. Also, I want to say that I went and recorded Monday's episode before I realized that it was Memorial Day. I recorded that episode about a week prior to recording this one, and I'm recording this one a week before Memorial Day. So it was a couple weeks before the holiday, and really I didn't even realize what day that video would air until after I had recorded it and edited it, basically put it together and uploaded it. And once I did that, I scheduled it, and I realized when that video was going to air, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. If I had realized it, I would have mentioned it during the video. But happy belated Memorial Day to all the veterans. Sincerely appreciate everything you do, everything you have done, everything that active servicemen continue to do for the country. Come on. Seriously. Yeah. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I got lots of these bales picked up without the bale forks, and I had some problems, but I didn't have near as many problems as I had this one load. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let's go around back here. Let's put the there we go. Lower that down. Let's hope this is the right hitch. It's the right hitch. Alright, well, drop this off here. pick this up. We're gonna swap this out for forks. I was hoping I could just leave those forks down there, but clearly we're not gonna be able to do that. Still got our bales, right? Still got them. So what we're going to do tomorrow is, well, we're going to have to see how our grass grows between today and tomorrow. We have pretty good grass growth. We're going to hit the grass fields pretty heavy early on in late autumn. See if we can't get the grass mowed one more time and get it picked up and taken down to the bunker at the BGA and get that blanketed up before winter, because the silage that we have down there is not going to last all winter, I don't believe. So we're going to need another bunker fermenting so that we can open it up in late winter and use it. We'll see, you may see when we roll around at 2 o'clock that our, the amount we're earning per hour on the BGA has dropped off ever since we stopped adding hay. I know I mentioned it last episode. Thinking about that impact, and maybe next year, just not making silage at all, just making hay bales out of everything, and storing the hay bales in these bale storage buildings, and just running hay bales down to the BGA for feeding. I think it also accepts straw. Need to try out straw bales on that also, just to see how that handles it. Then I also managed to get field 5 planted in canola. So we're gonna, like I said, I was thinking about flipping these potato fields. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put canola in them. Get a nice, nice attractive crop. It's with its yellow flowers and all, and also it is going to hopefully be a useful crop. Let's see if it's backed in here. There we go. See how many bales we do have stored in here already. Like I said, we've taken several down here. We got 78 bales down here. 46. Got our straw in there. We got our hay bales over there. And in this one we have our hay bales and our silage bales. We have a few hay bales hanging out there. We emptied a few extra hay bales when we were making our power food the other day. But that's fine because we no longer have bales of hay down at the sheep farm. Bales that we oh great, switch arms, I guess. Here, and we'll pick up these. So like I said, we used up all of the hay bales from Churn Farm just the other day. So now we are Going to be feeding our sheep hay from Rathlin exclusively. We're going to need to be carting hay bales up to the sheep farm now, as we need to. Those 4 bales will probably find their way onto this bale trailer, and then we're going to take them up to the sheep. Here we need to have some number of bales up there on hand. We don't need a whole boatload of bales up there. Probably just enough to get us by in the event that we have a couple days of hard weather in the winter. Then we may not be able to get down here right away to get our salt spreaders. A salt spreader, I should say. 2 of them. That's the last thing we want to be, is be in a interesting predicament where we are out of hay and we need to get more, but we can't because the roads are covered in snow, and they're covered in so much snow that we can't get to our salt spreader. Hey, actually, once we get a little bit closer to winter, we may actually move that salt spreader up here to the sheep farm to help prevent that issue from occurring. Go ahead and look at the forecast. Get a quick update. We got snow on day 1 of winter and snow forecasted for the 4th day of winter. It's looking like we're going to have frozen ground early on during winter, so that is going to put a halt on any field work that we may have been thinking about doing. Remember, we're going to buy 3 more fields here at some point, so we're going to need to work those fields up. See if we manage to have a little better time with these forks as opposed to the bale grabs. Oh. Go ahead and get our weight here. I don't know how useful it is with straw bales, but well, I have to say it can't hurt, right? Let's see if we can't kind of square on this guy. Don't want to be here. One, that wasn't too terrible bad, huh? So the hardest part is knowing how far you are onto the trailer. Really can't see over there very well. See if we can get a better job done on the old third-person camera. I don't know if we're going to put wheat back in here next year, or if we're going to put something else in here. See here, if we count our bales, we got 4, 5, 6, 7. See 7 bales here. We have one more full load, and then a partial load of straw bales. We got good weather. I'm thinking about taking that partial load down to the BGA and using those bales tonight or tomorrow, and see how they do as far as keeping that kilowatt level up. Right now it's hovering right around 600, and it doesn't want to go above that. Doesn't want to stay above that. By the time it starts digesting at 8 p.m., the kilowatt production is probably going to be at some point below 600. Also, I need to cultivate this field. See if we can't get that done before frozen ground. And then that will leave our spring for preparing the new fields. Right. Say that went a lot better. We're going to use our Toyota. It is a little quicker than the tractor in driving to the horse or cow farm. Said horse farm, we don't know if FS17 will bring horse farms or just simply animated horses to the map. All eyes are kind of on, I think there's some game conventions in June, and there's definitely some game conventions in July. All eyes are on those conventions for announcements related to 19. Should start hearing a bit more news as we get into June about FS17. say this map is very, very wonderful colored in autumn. Really has the colors have really started to pop in mid-autumn, and I can only imagine what the colors are going to look like tomorrow when we move into late autumn. And then after winter, we turn into spring. Oh my goodness, that is when the sheep are going to start shedding their wool again. We are going to have quite the wool production again, I believe, this year. We'll see if we can't reach, yes, we'll probably easily reach 800 sheep. Be kind of an experiment to see if we can't reach 900 sheep by the end of spring. You know, it's compounding reproduction. Every new sheep, they produce just a little bit, reproduce just a little bit quicker. So while we only had 116 new sheep last year, we were getting more new sheep at the end of last spring than we were at the beginning of last spring. Also trying to decide if maybe we should put potatoes up in field 25 instead of wheat. Do a rotation like that where no, we definitely aren't supposed to put potatoes in the same field more than once consecutively, but put potatoes in one of the newer fields, or if we put potatoes in the field that we had wheat in it. I've not made up my mind quite yet. Problem with this trailer is when it hits the ramp, the wheels no longer are guiding it. It's kind of just being dragged up the ramp. Guys, if you don't mind hanging out until we get the last few bales of straw loaded up, that'll be awesome. So we're going to take those down to the BGA for tonight to try. See if we can't boost our income a little better. Not that we're hurting for money. The $324,000 come morning, we'll probably have closer to $329,000, if not over $330,000. Got pretty steady income from our produce, earning about $6,000 every 2 or 3 days. That, and also a pretty decent income from our dairy production. Not to mention the wool. It's a good day when you can make about $50,000, and it's even better when you can make that much about every day of spring. Imagine if we had $50,000 every spring day. Be times 9. So that would be $450,000 over just spring. Just from the sheep. That would easily pay whatever we had spent, whatever we had outlaid to buy the sheep over just a few years. Alright. On over here. Pick up our tractor. Oh, apparently I left it running. Don't need our headlights on. Let's pay attention. It's 2:54. I missed it when it rolled at 2 o'clock. It's 2:54. Let's see if we can pay attention and see how much money we earned from the BGA, but it's probably going to be under $1,000. Just a few more minutes. I'll probably roll over while we are still dealing with this one particular bale. Well, it didn't, but it probably came close. I mean, well, 258 when we finally released that bale spike. The $956. We're earning over $1,000 just off of hay. And that should be the last bale right there. See if y'all could do me a favor and hang on. That'll be awesome. Celebrate this monumentous occasion with somebody. Really with lots of somebodies. While we're finished this loading up, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please click the like button. If you didn't like the video, well, that's fine. Don't click like, obviously. If you want to see more videos like this, we do a play series every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on Rathlin Island. We're about halfway through probably our scheduled gameplay. Probably go 2 years. I don't know if we're going to go beyond that, simply because we want to start hot and heavy, a new series on Emerald Coast, and the premise of that series is starting from scratch, starting from zilch, no money at all, and seeing what we can earn over a 10-year gameplay using seasons on that map. And we're going to try not to make cheesy, chintzy purchases. We're going to be playing in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s type of an era. And as such, it's not going to be the latest equipment. We're not going to buy it, we're not going to be getting it super cheap. Because this is, to some degree, I will leave that down there, because we're going to eventually hook this thing up to the sprayer. Leave that there. Let's run on over here and get our pickup. Not our pickup, our Toyota. Sorry about that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier, I did take the no teleport mod aspect off of this map. I did take that out, so I can tab if I want to. I can jump around to like the BGA or other areas if I want to. That is disabled in this map by default. But I have gone and re-enabled those capabilities for the simple purpose of needing to help advance the storyline by, you know, allowing tabbing into vehicles and allowing teleport. Helps set up, without being way too time consuming, a video stream, video RA stream, I should say. And I have to say that reflection off of this glass can make it kind of hard to see it sometimes. It looks like it's a concrete texture that's in the cube map, I think is what they call it. So I encourage you to go check out the guys in my description. They put out really cool content. Some of them put out content other than Farm Sim. Others have pretty much standardized on a Farm Sim content for this point. And probably when Farm Sim 19 comes out, they are going to bring in Farm Sim 19 content to you. We're probably going to be in a position where we're going to be offering both Farm Sim 17 and 19 content. Simply because I do not see myself getting through 10 years of Emerald Coast without basically Farm Sim 19 coming out. That's fine, because I really want to see how Seasons is going to work on a decent length gameplay of what is it, 15-day seasons? It's 18-day season. Can't really remember at the moment, but fairly long season length and multiple many years of gameplay. I'm a little bit curious to see how variable will the weather be. Will we find ourselves into a pseudo weather rut, where you can't seem to get out of the same predictable pattern? 10 years should be ample time for a randomization engine to present several different weather patterns. So we made 88 bales off of that field. Room for 36 more. You know what? I said I was going to take those bales to the BGA. Well, I faltered in that thought process, that's for sure. We are over our half hour, and already said thanks to you all guys. So, until next time, happy farming.